It's that wonderful time of year again. Wonder how you feel about it. It's here already, Christmas. And I don't know about you, but it can seem like a lot of work. All the cards, the decorating, catching up with family, friends we haven't seen for a long time. You know, you might start to wonder. But I've been doing some thinking about what we'd be missing if we didn't have Christmas. If our society in general didn't celebrate this time of year. I can think of a number of good reasons to keep Christmas in our calendar. Like, for example, if we didn't have Christmas, I think we'd drift away from a lot more friends. You know, those yearly text messages or Christmas cards that you send out, maybe a Christmas email. All sorts of connections are maintained because of Christmas. Another thing that happens is we bring back memories. Any sort of marker like this in our years brings back memories of previous years, both good and bad, but things that we shouldn't forget. Society as a whole celebrates this time, and often it's a time that we look to those who are doing it tough. As we celebrate what we have, the ability to give gifts, many of us would pause and think about those who are homeless, those who are without gifts to give. And hopefully it's a time to reset, to charge our batteries, to pause from the normal daily grind. Have some fun. Have some fun and remember that life is short. I think that's important because a bit like technology that gets worked and worked and worked, problems start to occur, things start to run slowly. If all we're concerned about is productivity, maximizing every minute of the day, every hour of the week, just like a computer that's having trouble. What's the best way to fix it? Restart it. And I think that's what this season can be if we do it right. So why not celebrate Christmas this year like we mean it? Spread those gifts far and wide, send those Christmas cards, crack open the Christmas bonbons, put up those lights, make an extra effort. For 2021, Merry Christmas everyone. So Christmas, one of those times in the year that, I'm not sure what your thoughts are. Whether you love it or hate it, I think it is a special time for many people. And maybe you're not a Christmas person, but I'm sure there are traditions in your year, in your life, that you celebrate. And I think that is so important. Sort of the wider appreciation of certain events, certain days, that everyone gets together and pauses from their normal way of living and reflects and thinks about bigger things, bigger issues, thinks about other people. So we're looking at that today and looking back at tradition from ancient times. We are continuing in our series here, looking through the Bible, an overview, and we come to the year of Jubilee. What is the year of Jubilee? A fantastic celebration, a big celebration that happens once every 50 years. Let's have a look at this year of Jubilee. This is really something else. While Moses was on Mount Sinai, the Lord said to him, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. When you've entered the land I'm giving you, the land itself must observe the Sabbath rest before the Lord every 7th year." How about that? The land must rest every 7th year. Now remember, back in those times, the land's a source of food, their wealth. Land's very important. For 6 years you may plant your fields and put in your vineyards and harvest your crops. But during the 7th year, the land must have a Sabbath year of complete rest. It is the Lord's Sabbath. Do not plant your fields or prune your vineyards that year. And don't store away crops that grow on their own, and gather the grapes from your unpruned vines. The land must have a year of complete rest. But you may eat whatever the land produces on its own during the Sabbath. This applies to you, your male and female servants, your hired workers, your temporary residents who live with you. Your livestock and wild animals in your land will also be allowed to eat what the land produces. So it applies for everyone. This is society-wide. We have this year, whole year of rest. If you're not working your fields, there's a lot of spare time. That's not the Jubilee yet. That's pretty significant, but that's not the big thing. In addition, you must count off 7 Sabbath years, 7 sets of 7 years, adding up to 49 years in all. 7 times 7 years. Then, on the Day of Atonement in the 50th year, blow the ram's horn loud and long throughout the year. Pretty amazing. That is a big announcement. Everybody, here it is. Set this year apart as holy, a time to proclaim freedom throughout the land for all who live there. It will be a Jubilee year for you, when each of you may return to the land that belonged to your ancestors and return to your own clan. A time of returning. This 50th year will be a Jubilee for you. During that year you must not plant your fields or store away any of the crops that grow on your own, and don't gather the grapes from your unpruned vines. It will be a Jubilee year for you, and you must keep it holy, set apart. But you may eat whatever the land produces on its own. In the year of Jubilee, each of you may return to the land that belonged to your ancestors. A return to the land that belonged. No land was viewed as being owned by any person or family. They were just caretakers of the land that was given to their ancestors. And they had the right every 50th year to return to that land of their ancestors. People would give up the land that they had bought in return. A great reset is happening here in society. And there was different ways that was made fair. Like the price of land went down the closer to the year of Jubilee it was. But if you want to live securely in the land, follow my decrees and obey my regulations. Then the land will yield large crops, and you'll eat your fill and live securely in it. But you might ask, what will we eat during the 7th year, since we are not allowed to plant or harvest crops that year? Be assured that I will send my blessing for you in the 6th year, so the land will produce a large crop, enough for 3 years. When you plant your fields in the 8th year, you will still be eating from the large crop of the 6th year. In fact, you will still be eating from that large crop when the new crop is harvested in the 9th year. So just a recognition there, built in with this year of Jubilee and this every 7th year thing, that what those people had was not purely from their own work. It was provision from God. That even when they stopped working, there would be provision for them. A time of reminding themselves of their need for God. So for us, an application for this year of Jubilee. Part of it we saw in that video at the beginning, things like Christmas, traditions to help us to pause, to stop and reflect. But I think here we've got 3 sort of applications I can think of. Maybe you've got some more that you could drop in the chat or the comments there, but environmental. God cares about the environment. So an environmental application here where we see that the land needs a rest. If you just work it until everything it has, it's giving all the time, we're going to run out of resources. The land's going to suffer. We've got to respect our environment, care for it, not just take for our own purposes. We've got to enjoy our environment as well and be kind to it. Societal application, that there's a need for inbuilt practices that take care of inequality. Inequality can build up, injustices can build up, rich becoming richer, poor becoming poorer. This is the great reset where everybody is sort of restored back. Those that have lost land have given that back. When everyone was given their fair share at the beginning, their ancestors' land returns to them. And what is it for us today? We need to have times in our years where we pause from our productivity, head down, focused on what we've got to do to look up to the needs around us. And those times where we can start to notice people that aren't quite keeping up. And lastly, the personal application, our need for times of rest, inbuilt into our days, our weeks, our years. A time where we can reset, times where we can remember our reliance on God. So, 3 things, 3 applications from this year of Jubilee. Sounds like a great idea. I mean, once or twice in your lifetime having this amazing year where we just pause everything would have been pretty cool. Don't know that the Israelite people actually did this. They didn't do it much. I don't think there's many records of them actually following this, which may have been part of the reason things started to go downhill. But for us, those traditions we have, those that we could start to help us care for the environment, notice the needs around us, and times for us to pause, to reset and reflect. Well, enjoy the rest of your day and hope to see you next week, same time, live Wednesday 12:45. Or if you're watching this later, please feel free to drop a comment in, subscribe for the continuing journey through the Bible, picking out the main points, and check the description for other exciting features that we're there for you, and hope that you can engage.